Hey, 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 what's up, everybody? Welcome to Bourbon Neophyte. Great to have you here visiting. Appreciate you all coming around. Give me a second here. Let me get something else into focus. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Here we go. Oh, nope, nope, nope. There we go. Perfect. Well, I am glad to see people here. Mr. Jiggs popped in there earlier. Appreciate seeing him. It's always good to have him around. That's somebody I have learned to appreciate. He is a wealth of knowledge. He's like Sugar Kitty, and he's everywhere. Mr. Jig is, and if I have a question and he is in chat again, he's like Sugar Kitty and Richie Z and a few others that are great contributors. Peter White, boom, here it comes. Or if I'm not sure and I say, hey, somebody check it out, boom, here it comes. So always enjoy seeing Mr. Jiggs. And of course, Whiskey knows. Marty, always great seeing you pop in. Really do appreciate it. Know it's busy over there on the East Coast, and hope you are doing well. And of course, cheers, brother. Sipping on the old Overholt 114 in honor of Sober October. Well, it's funny. I got my old Overholt. It's up at, I said it a couple weeks ago. I go, God, I misplaced that. Where's it at? Where's it at? And so I was looking for something up on the top of the safe there. And lo and behold, I know you can't see it, but there's the Dramshambo right there. Right next to it's an old elk. And then right behind that old elk is the one and only old Overholt. It is not 114. Shoot. Hold on a minute. Now I'm going to have to look, because I'm like, I did look and it escaped me. And it's something that we always didn't find here in Nevada. And I walked into a store and they got it by accident. It's not even supposed to be in their store. So I've probably had it a year. All right. Hold on one second here. Hold on. Let me look here real quick. Oh, it's the Bottled and Bond. That's the one it is. I think it's the Bottle and Bond, just before I reached up there to grab it. Yeah, the Bottled and Bond. Yeah, it's really unusual to find it here, but now lately I have seen it on the shelf, but I didn't pay attention as to which one it was on the shelf. But I haven't cracked it. It's got a beautiful screw top and everything on it. I've had it a while ago, and I can't remember, because it's really been a minute, if it was something I said, oh, wow, I like it. But I saw it on the shelf, and it's not something that we get here. So I just had to grab it. And I probably had it now for at least a year. It's made in Kentucky. It was born in Pennsylvania, as it says right here. Born in PA, but made in Kentucky. Made in Kentucky. Non-chill filtered. I'm good. Leave all them fatty esters in there. That is wonderful. But anyway, all right. I got floor whiskey. Now I'm setting this down because I'm not going to stand up and show my butt to everybody. Oh my gosh. Look who's here. It's Stacy. Appreciate you coming in. Sorry, I was just in and out of your stream, and I had to at least post to say hello that I actually was there visiting. I just had things going on today, and we ate a little later than we normally do on a Sunday because I'm streaming at 4:30. And then I lost track of a little bit of time, and so I had to take care of some things. But anyway, I really enjoyed the stuff you posted from your trip, Stacy. It was great watching it. When you were getting off the bus, the different places that you went, I really liked it. Honestly, really, really liked watching those things, and really wanted to see the stream in case you had something going on there. So I'm going to have to look at it from the beginning again if you had any other pictures or anything like that on there. Yeah, it does. but I knew you were there, and it was just one of those things. I had to get ready for this, and so it's on in the background, and I'm in and out and in and out. But anyway, yeah, uh, I really enjoyed seeing it. Kind of lived vicariously through you, Mr. Jiggs. There he is. Your ears had to been ringing because I was talking about you. Probably wasn't good, but what can I say? What can I say? Yeah, I've been looking at my calendar too to try to get some dates with other streamers and things going on. And God, it seems like every weekend up until almost beginning maybe mid-November, geez, I'm busy with something. I'm busy with something, and it's like, and I know I owe some people some calls and some texts, and they want me to pop on their stream and stuff, and I've got to get these dates nailed down because I cannot believe how busy some of my weekends are getting. It really is getting redonkulous, really is. But so kind of the things for tonight is just what I said, on off topic. So we're going to talk about whiskey. Of course, this is what we do best here. And some things are going to be off topic. It's nothing unusual, but we're just going to sit and we're going to chat. Let me know what you guys all have in your glass. It's just a very laid back stream today. Last week, oh, there he is. Man, if I didn't know you were around, I kind of worried last Sunday because didn't know you weren't going on. And people were asking me, and I go, what are you talking about? I didn't get anything from Mike. I didn't know Mike wasn't going on. I checked my phone, and I'm like, no, I don't have anything from him. But I'm sorry, if I'd have known, I would have adjusted the time a little bit, buddy, and kind of sucked up a little prime time, give myself a little better exposure. But hey, it happens. Don't worry. There he is. Cheers, Brian. Great seeing you, man. Appreciate you popping over here, saying hello, smashing the like button so hard that freaking Mike gets a lump on the middle of his forehead. Absolutely. I was just saying, I don't know if you caught that when I come in. It's just been one of those things, and I lost track a little bit of time before I got on the stream. But dude, yeah, just let me know. Even if it's a couple hours before your stream, and you go, oh crap, just let me know. I mean, and no, you don't have to. No, you don't have to. But everyone was like, what's going on? Oh, hey, it happens. But I'm there for you, Mike. Don't you panic. I'm there, buddy. Anyway, so like I said, last week, my Forgotten But Not Gone, man, that was decent. I mean, when I say decent, it was something that I was glad that I did because it really made me look at this shelf. What I had, what I didn't have, and talked about the old overhaul earlier, and I was like, I know I got that. And then, of course, I found it. I'm like, okay, it's there. Now it's on the floor. So I literally have a bottle on the floor again, but it never ends. But that being said, we all have them. Like I said, we all have those bottles. They're great or whatever, but we get more and more and more, and then they just get pushed and pushed and pushed. And somebody had mentioned to me, they sent me a text, and what were they pulling out? Darn it. Hold on. Oh, one of my favorites, my Tomatin 12, which is just a plain scotch. I mean, but to me, it's good. 35, 40 bucks for the bottle, Tomatin 12. And they said, it was one of those ones, just like I said, it got back there. It's not that they don't like it. They actually enjoy it. They went back and they got it and they said, what a good pour they had. I'm like, glad I could help. Glad I could help. Hey, Josh, sorry. I wasn't ignoring you. I just caught that you popped up out of the corner of my eye there. Appreciate you coming up. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Always good to have you here. But for me, on that stream last week, here you go. Forgotten but not gone. Well, I totally forgot about this one right here. My Johnny Walker celebratory blend right here. This truly is a good whiskey. If you can still find it on the shelf for $100, I mean, it's been off the shelf for a minute, but I've run into it here and there. I said it last week and I'm going to say it again. Pick it up. Pick it up. It is wonderful. 51% alcohol by volume. This is really a good scotch. And I mean it. If I come across that Eric bottle sitting around somewhere, I got to pick up a backup of this because you have to at least have it. It is really good. And so that's one of the reasons why I left it here. And thanks to Richie Z for mentioning that. And I just like had this epiphany, like, oh my gosh, yes, I got that. And it was like, where the hell is it? I know where it was. Right behind, well, I wasn't sure, but it was right behind my Glencaddam 10. And that truly is some good whiskey also. That's for darn sure. But love that stream because, you know, it really made me think about this stuff. And then when Richie mentioned that, and it was like, oh, yes, I really haven't went to that bottle in a minute. Hey, my Evan Williams up there. I mean, come on. When I was doing that thing, ice, you know, about temperature and whiskey and whether you had ice and water or whiskey stones and literally the temperature of the whiskey, what it's supposed to be when you drink it. I mean, wow, 60, 65 degrees. That's a little on the cool side. But you know what? That's what whiskey was meant to be drank at. But anyway, I was using that. And as I'm sipping on that, I'm going to go, my gosh, what a flavorful whiskey. What a flavorful whiskey. I mean, come on. It's absolutely good for between 15 and 20 bucks. That bottled and bond Evan Williams, you cannot beat it with a stick. You can't. Well, you could, but you're going to waste good whiskey. Dude, this is the shirt. I just pulled it out. I should have wore it for my stream before because I was thinking of Chris and Lil. When I saw this thing right here, this is when we had the meetup a couple of years ago here in Vegas. This was the shirt that Mike had made up, and really great shirt. I like it. I don't wear it often because I really don't want it to fade and wear up. I wear it, but not often. So, but you know, really nice shirt. And like I said, I was thinking of Chris and Lil, and it's nice when they pop over. But in my glass, well, mug. Believe it or not, I'm drinking green tea. Green tea is in here. And I don't know if any of you have one of these. This mug is specifically called an Ember. EMBER. God, I hope I don't get a copyright strike or something for saying that or holding this darn thing up. But when I worked in the casino and I was in the office and get called to meetings, I'd pour my coffee in here, take it with me via my phone. I set the temperature of the coffee I want it to stay at. So when I'm in a meeting for an hour, hour and a half or whatever, if I haven't gotten to the coffee, it doesn't get cold. It has a battery inside, so it keeps it at the desired temperature I want that I set via my phone. But being that I'm here, I'm using the plate. The plate is not a warmer. I can touch it. The plate is not a warmer, but it will keep the battery charged. And then when I have this just sitting there while we're chatting as I'm sipping, I have the temperature set at 140, 138, somewhere in there. I can continue to have this conversation and have hot tea. Hot tea. And there's nothing wrong with it. Well, we appreciate you not standing up for your streams then, Mike. That's for sure. Mr. Rance, good evening, sir. Pleasure to have you here. That's for sure. Pleasure. Thank you for popping in, saying hello, putting up with us for a little bit up there in the great northern territory of Canada. Smashing that like button so hard. Like I said, Mike gets a lump on the middle of his forehead. Appreciate it. But anyway, how this sober October thing come up, I know dry January. I know people that do it. And I just said, you know what? I never said I'm going to do the whole month of October. However, last drink I had was a week ago today. And I said, why don't I just say I have a dry week? So sober October, sober week in October, or something like that. Although I'm not ever inebriated. But there's a lot of misconception around people like me. Let's just say Livewire whiskey, that have channels that are, I don't know if I'm using them because they're here right now. Whiskey knows is that, well, okay, with the exception of Mike, because he just said he doesn't often wear pants, but just a bunch of guys sitting around drinking whiskey on YouTube in their underwear. Well, that's the farthest from the truth. Like I said, there's always an exception to the rule. There's always an exception to the rule. But, and I'm just kidding, folks, just so you know, I don't know what Mike wears. And I probably, and you probably don't want to know or have him stand up on a live stream. But that now being said, is that it's far from the truth. It is far from the truth. We enjoy this hobby. We enjoy the whiskey. We enjoy the whiskey, and we enjoy talking about it with others. We enjoy collecting it, the stories behind it, the stories that we make from sharing the whiskey. There's so much more into it. There's so much more into this community than the majority of people know. And I really think we need to communicate that. I really think we need to get that out to people to let them know that it's not what you think. It's not what you think. And so long and short of that is I said, hey, that's a good topic for today. Sober October. And I know a lot of us choose to have a few days in a row that we don't drink. And some of us pretty much drink, if we have anything, the weekends. Maybe Friday night, a little on Saturday. And then, of course, definitely me on a Sunday. But for me to go 3, 4, 5, 6 days a week and not touch anything is not unusual, because it's here anytime I want it. So there's, like I said, there's misconception out there. And I want people to understand this, that we're not about or a bunch of drunks. We're not about getting sloshed on a live stream. That's not it. It's being responsible. It's having a few drinks. And that's why I call this pub style, or a open pub, a pub chat. It's like being at the bar where you sit down, you have a drink, and you talk with others. Some are your friends. Some you have known for years. Some are barely an acquaintance, but they popped on and they talk to you and chat or whatever. And it's just a casual, normal pub style conversation amongst people. Amongst people. Don't care who you are, what you do, what you look like. I mean, you put up with this face, so God, we know you don't care what people look like. So it's not about that. It's just about the topic that we all love to share and talk about. Whiskey. Doesn't have to be bourbon, doesn't have to be American single malt, doesn't have to be Irish, doesn't have to be Scotch single malt, doesn't have to be rye. You could talk about wine. You could talk about, how about green tea? Green tea, what is wrong with that? Nothing. You know what, Tom? Absolutely. Absolutely right. I have a question for you on that topic. It slipped me last week, but have you tried this? The cornmeal and deal small batch San Sepulcro for this year. Have you tried that yet? Hope you can see it. I don't know. Let me get that thing off of me. There we go. There we go. Have you tried that? It came out, what, March of 24, give or take. Hey, there he is. I was talking about you. I was talking about you, and I'll tell you what I said, and that is that about my forgotten but not gone stream last week. And I said, we've all got these bottles or whatever, and you mentioned this one, and I left it up here for a purpose. The celebratory blend. And I said, I really truthfully did forget about this until you said something, Richie. And then I pulled it out and had a sip, and oh my gosh, what a good whiskey. What an exceptionally sublime whiskey. And thank you for that little recommendation there last week. And I told people, it's been off the shelf for a minute, but it's still out there because people see Johnny Walker and it's blended. And I just laugh because they have no idea about some of the releases from them and how damn delicious they are. So if I come across one of these again, and I have a few places that I'm pretty sure still have them, and I'm buying it. I got to buy another one. I should have this summer when I seen it. I don't know why I didn't. I was just stupid. Well, I forgot about this damn thing. But now that I tasted it, it's moved up to the number one position. But Richie, thank you. Really, thank you. Okay, you haven't? All right. So, all right. Are you aromatic? Or you're like me? I could go to it or not. I don't like soupy aromatics at all. Not. So I'm just trying to gauge your palate. It is. Absolutely, it is. Yes, I have, actually. Yes, I have. And I'm telling you, when Ken mentioned that bottle to me, whoops, this one. Sorry, people. When Ken mentioned that, oh, God, I had to have it. Had to have it. But anyway, so that's what I was saying about you, Richie. So thank you for that. Okay, what do I mean by soupy? So this is Sutliff's creme brulee. Soupy, literally almost what it means. Very, very moist. Yeah, I'm not into that whatsoever, nor really am I into the very, very heavy part of the aromatic, like grape and maraschino cherry. Although I do like maraschino cherry note in whiskey. Um, yeah, it's very, very wet, very, very artificial flavor, very, very artificial flavor, extremely artificial flavor when you get that. And most of it is. So mild aromatics like, oh my goodness gracious. Oh, yes, this one. This one, oops, let me turn it. Focus, not on me. That's not worth it. Can you focus? Okay. This is Saint Espresso by Warped. It is a collaboration usually with Cornel and Deal and Warped cigars. And this has a hint basically of espresso in it, coffee, but it's extremely mild. And when it came out last year, I tried it, but of course, it's one of those things you don't know. But when it came back out this year, I knew I needed more than one. So, that being said, there you go. But that one, if it's still available, is wonderful. Yeah, no problem. No problem about that. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, that soupy stuff just doesn't cut it. But do me a favor, Thomas. If you want, you don't have to. If you want, contact me at my Gmail, bourbonneophyte@gmail.com. And if you give me your name, address, stuff like that, I could hand deliver something to you that you haven't had. And I was going to give you my opinion about something, but I'm not, because I would rather you then take it and share it with others and then tell me what you think. Tell me what you think about it. If you want, because it was interesting, and maybe time in the tin has done it well. I don't know, but I would love somebody else's opinion on it. You don't have to if you don't want to, and you're under no obligation, and I want nothing from you. I just want your opinion, and the best way to do it is send you something. So, anyway, really, it's funny you should say that. I heard something about that, and I didn't know it was from Germany. No, I've always heard like Pipe Smokers Den. People have mentioned that, but did not know what they were talking about. Didn't know. But Richie, get back to answer your question, and I apologize for going off on a tangent there with some talking to some other people. But I don't know if I'll do the month, but I've already got 7 days down. So by next week, if I don't have anything during the week, it'll be 14. And maybe I will. I was pouring some samples today for some people around here. And when I cracked that still Austin and I was pouring it into there, and I'm like, oh man, that sweet goodness just wafting up from that bottle. I'm telling you what, Lord, 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 Lord. I wanted some so darn bad. It just smelled good, and I know it tastes good. But I said, you know what? I can't. Oh well, I'll be fine. But maybe I will, maybe I won't. I don't know exactly um, if any of you have ever done something like that. If you have, great. If you haven't, great. But I've asked this before, and I know I've talked to you about it, Richie, because just what you said, I already knew that you kind of like me at least 2 days off usually. But lately I've taken more, but generally, especially if things are going on, there are 2 days and it's usually Monday, Tuesday. Monday, Tuesday, pretty much, yeah, I don't care. No, I have to be going to an event, something going on. Livewire's having a special Monday night stream because there's a slim chance Denver might win a game, you know. So we're going to toast the victory, but then that's a slim darn chance of us even having to raise a glass. Anyway, just saying. But how many of you here generally take a couple days off on a regular basis? Just a question. You can answer it. You don't have to answer it, but just saying. I know Mike in general, unless he's like me and there's something specifically going on, for him to go 4, 5, 6 days and not have anything to drink is nothing unusual. It's like I said, once you get this stuff, other than, oh, I just got this new bottle, I just got that new bottle, I'm over that. In other words, when I get it, that I absolutely positively have to open it. Used to be that way in the beginning. I got to taste it. I got to taste it. I got to taste it. Now, unless it's something I've really been looking for and never tried it, more than half the stuff I look for, I have had a sample. Thanks to my subscribers and people that watch. Different events I have been to, people have shared with me. So, yeah. So the kind of that FOMO, fear of missing out, I don't have that. And people can't believe I have a Remus 5 I've never opened. Well, I've had 4, 5, I've probably had 6 ounces of it, not out of that bottle, but people have offered me theirs. I've just never had a reason to open that Remus 5. And they're like, do you know how good that is? Well, yeah, I do. Absolutely, I do know how good it is. It is a delight. You're like, I cannot believe it. Well, believe it. Believe it. Yeah. That's pretty much the consensus, Ben. 2 to 4 days. Nothing unusual. And then speaking of unusual, holy smokes, look at this guy here. There is another one of my favorite Canadians right there. My goodness, it's about damn time that frickin' that avatar shows up on my screen. The moose is officially loose here, people. Cheers, sir. Great seeing you. Let me lift my glass of green tea to you. And you know what? Yes, I'm still going to go out and look, although I literally haven't been out. And let me think. I don't think I've been in a bottle shop in over 2 weeks. Could be 3. Could be 3. Just things going on the weekend, busy, this stream. I'm just out of my normal weekend, Saturday morning, 4 or 5 little stops here and there around Vegas, hitting my haunts and getting out and seeing what's out there. Yeah, I just haven't done it. Just haven't done it, you know. But it's really great to see Alex here. And I hope, Alex, when you hit that like button so damn hard, I'm telling you, that knot is getting bigger in the middle of Mike's forehead. Really. I really, really hope it is. Got my fingers crossed. But so in essence, that's what just kind of is why I just said, off topic, on topic, sober October. Just for the people that may even watch this far when this pops up on their feed, who knows? Because like I said, it's really not anything interesting. And it's the people that know me or come around who are going to stay and watch this, know what I'm talking about. But it's mostly for the others that, these channels like mine, and I'm using Livewire because Mike's here. That's not what it's about at all. At all. May we get just a tad bit tilted? Maybe. But none of us are behind the wheel of a car. And the only thing we have to do is leave our studio/office and walk down the hall to bed. It's that simple, people. It's that simple. But so what I want to know is what is the next big thing? I told you I'm drinking tea. You think I'm kidding. Look at that pot. Kind of another little thing. I like teapots. But anyway, what is the next big thing on your list? What do you know about the Heaven Hill grain to glass? Because I know some people that have picked it up. I've seen it around here. I have heard some talk. Other than that, I don't know, but I know I'd like to try it. Well, hey, at 95, if he came here today and this is what I was doing, and he said, let's have a drink, let me tell you something else. I'd say to him, what are we having? Let's pick our poison. And at 95, I would drink with that man. My grandmother passed away at 97. In a few months, she'd have been 98. And until last June, not this year made it 1 year, but that she had been gone. But my whole life, I had grandparents until a year ago. My whole life, I had grandparents. This is the first time I could say I don't have any. They're all gone. So they lived long lives, and this was my dad's mom. And wow, yeah. She used to say, Anthony, I'm getting close to 100. I'm getting close to 100. I said, me too. And she'd laugh. She says, I'm a little closer than you. Oh, probably by about 35 years or more. Yeah, you are. But still, I'm getting closer. I broke that half a century mark years ago. So I'm scooching on up there. Scooching on up there. Oh, good to know. Good to know. See, I love talk like that. And we've all talked this. I know I have. I talk it regularly. You get these bottles, they're good. But, in my mind, your mind, I don't know. But what I'm saying is you get them and you go, yeah, they're not, let's just say $100 good. It's not, it's like, oh yeah, you got to buy two at this price. It's like $75, $65 range, for what I'm tasting, what I'm feeling on this thing. And yeah, it's like, no. But I saw it and I'm interested. I hate to say now that puts my cheeks back on the fence rail. And hold on, let me look at something here real quick. Where is it at? Here we go. Yeah. I'm looking at the picture. I just had to pull it up. It has a, it's weeded with 30. This one that's out here is a weeded, distilled in 17, released in 24, 35% wheat, 52% corn, 13% malt, coming in at 121 proof. Let me just see if I can get this. The corn seed varietal looks like Beck's 6156158. Sorry, I'm trying to read something here on the phone, so I've got it blown up. But that's the one that's on the shelf here, the Heaven Hill Grain to Glass. I like Weeders. It's got just enough corn, but it's 13% malt. Now that sounds tasty. And I know where I can get my meat hooks in on a nice pour of that for sure. But it was an interesting bottle that I thought I'd like to have. Yeah. Yeah, revisit it and let me know, honestly. Yeah, that's always the thing. Richie, just like what Richie said, and let me just say this. If Richie goes, to me, because I know Richie, Thomas, it's like, okay, there's a person who I know his palate. And if he says, maybe it's good, but it's not at that price range good, I understand what he's saying. So in other words, it's nowhere near drain pour. It's not so. It's okay. It's a nice whiskey, but something was lacking. And at the price they're asking for it that he did pay, he's like, the second one, he does not see it in his future, which is totally fine. Totally fine. I can appreciate that without a doubt. Now the Discovery 12 is here. Oh, the Jimmy Russell 70th. That's the oh my goodness. Somebody fill it in for me. Oh Lord, love a duck. The wild turkey one. Gee, money, Christmas. I was just drawing a blank. I knew who I was talking about and everything else. I'm like, oh my God. Yes, thank you, sir. I'm sorry. I knew what I wanted to say, and I was even staring at my shelf. And look, there's a Russell's right there. And do you think I could have picked that sucker? There it is, right there, right next to the Four Roses. But anyway, yeah. Isn't it Wild Turkey or something like that? It's got the 16 on there. Oh, okay. Well, the Weeders here. I don't remember if I saw it at Liquor Lineup, but I'm almost positive it was Liquor Lineup 2 that I saw it about 3 weeks ago. I think it was the last time I was in the store. Now, I have a couple of the Russell's Reserve 10 years that are picks. Boom. One from the East Coast and one from out here. Holy smokes. They're each good, worth the money, but different in their own way. They have a little unique difference to the barrel. You know, they're single barrels, so they're going to be. But yes, the Russells, oh yeah. You know, you guys are going to get me to fall off this wagon today. I'm going to keep drinking my tea because, oof. Man, That is good. Yes, I think so. I don't know if it's up north yet. I don't think Donald Rance is stuck his head in there, or Alex is still here. Maybe one of them would know, but I think that's still down here in the deep south for you, Ben. So yes, um, it's the 16 years. So I'm not. I don't want to repeat, but I got it on good authority. Exactly what you just said. Definitely not worth the 200, in some instances $300 to $400 a bottle. No, it is, unfortunately, and I hate to use the term, but I'm hearing it's a little disappointing in flavor for being a 16 year. I haven't had it. I know some people that have, and they were like, and as a matter of fact, go watch Mash and Drum. Was it this past Wednesdays, Richie? Fill me in. If it was this past Wednesdays, he just did a quick little sip of it because I was lurking and stuff like that. And he was like, not what he was expecting, but he's going to do a full review and let us all know what's what and what's going on with it. But yeah, that the Wild Turkey 16 just has not been what it should be. Hey, Donner Pass, evening, man. Thank you for popping in here tonight and sitting with us and chatting a little bit and doing a little sober October with a big old mug of green tea. But we're still talking. Woo-wee. Got me like whiskey. It was hotter than I anticipated there. I got it on that warmer. Woo. Sorry. But whew. Anyway, yeah, that 16 just for the Wild Turkey just wasn't there. Just wasn't there. Now Richie's saying it's a total pass. Yes. Well, it happens. Well, of course. You know, they think they've got gold, but now the word's getting out that it's not as good as you would think. The OGD 114, buy it all day long. It blows that away. I already will tell you that, and I haven't even had the 16. But if somebody wants to, send me some, pop over here while they're visiting Vegas and, drop it off. I'm great with it. I'll sip it and review it with you on the stream if it's your bottle, whatever. Anyway, but yeah, I'm hearing that it's just not the way to go. And so before I'll drop, a couple of presidents down on that thing or whatever, I don't know. I'm very, very leery. However, I've said this before and I'll say it again. Taste is subjective. What you like and I like could be two different things. What makes your foot tap, I might go, it's good, but I'm not going to run over there and lay them dead presidents down. So some people might really enjoy it. So there you go. Okay. I thought I thought that was the stream that I saw it on was Jason's. Perfect. Yeah, he wasn't a huge fan, but that could change. Oh yeah. Exactly. When you can get a Russell's, let me just grab this one. Which one is this one? Okay. This is the total wine pick from here, which is amazing. The other one I got is from North Carolina, and my great granddad over there, he got me that. Or oh no, wait a minute, was it Story Time? Shoot, might have been Shane from Story Time, but anyway, they're both on that side of the world. So Greg may have got it for Shane, and Shane dropped it off here, or Shane got it and Greg dropped it off here. But it came from over there because I was talking to Shane on a stream, if it was his or he was on mine. And so that's how it came to be. But anyway, yeah, these are good. Pretty much, I don't think I've had a bad one at all when it comes to these. Oh yeah. Hey, you know, you got to take care of the family first. Period. End of statement. Made the same choices several times. Yeah, I don't need to have this. So that, I mean, I can tell you the last bottle I did buy has been a month. Well, I won't say I'm so used to reaching down from a floor whiskey. It's not here. It's right here. Well, it isn't this one, but it's a 1792 bottled and bond, and it's the pick that's up there. I bought that a month ago. That was literally the last bottle I purchased. And shoot, I opened that. Okay, that was a bit of FOMO. That I did open up within days after I got it and reviewed it next to this. And I couldn't pick A from B. I couldn't tell one from the other because it's the same, it's the same juice. But what made that pick special over what everyone else can pick up off the shelf? Yeah, I could not for the life of me pick it out no matter what. Zenbood, cheers, man. Yes, yes. Well, right there, brother. You see what's right here in the cup. It isn't coffee, but it's green tea. Little green tea. Oh, Old Overholt has been a value whiskey forever and a day. It really has. Before probably any of us knew about it, it was considered damn good whiskey as far as whiskey goes of that time and era. So, Richie, would you say a little time did it nice as far as opening up and developing on that? Oh my gosh, I know. I saw that and I honestly thought you were just being funny when you said you got Kilco one because, he's on a bit of a hiatus for a minute. Holy smokes. Man, if I'd have known that, I'd have told you to get me one too. Would have, I mean, honestly, really would have liked that, especially at that price for sure. Wonder why they couldn't move it. I mean, honestly, it's one of those ones you go, what do you mean you can't move it? What is wrong with you? That stuff is like nectar. It's delicious. God, but yeah, just because you put Kilco in there, I thought you were just kind of being funny. So sorry, I have to take you a little more serious. Medium to thinnish mouth texture. So not quite as viscous either. Okay. Wow. Yeah, I've got, we all got one and dones where it was like, it wasn't bad, but it just wasn't checking all the right boxes for me to want to go and get another bottle. And when I first was starting out in this, in the beginning, I might have been a little quick to jump the gun to buy the backup. And then I'd say probably after a year, you kind of realize, one, I'm running out of room quickly. Two, I have to develop other criteria to get it back up. Not because I think it's good. Is it exceptional? Is it backup worthy? And then is it bunker worthy? So where you have not only the one you open, but you have the backup, and then you have one behind that. So I call that your bunker. And then I know people, when they have a bunker, some of them will go out and get a case. They say, oh my gosh, that's phenomenal. I got to have it. I got to get another one. And they pick up a case of whatever. So they're bunkering it because they really like it. So great. Hey, JD, cheers, man. Appreciate you popping in there, saying hello to everybody. Thank you. Don't forget that. That is the most important thing. When you hit that like you're actually thumping Mike Stahl in the center of his forehead, because I want to see a knot on Livewire tonight from people smashing that stuff. Good. And you know, time has done wonders on a few bottles for me. One that I particularly didn't like when I reviewed it last year was the Offerman Charred Oak. Yeah, I pretty much called it shite. I mean, it was a sheer and utter disappointment. Even when I did the revisit, it got barely a smidge more palatable. But a year in that bottle, and just to be fair on it, I did give away a couple of samples to put some distance between the cork and the bottom of it, which because I really didn't like it at the time. And so I was really hoping to put some distance in that bottle from the top to the bottom. I have been back to it and pleasantly surprised. Time and air in that bottle has significantly helped. It's still not like, oh my gosh, I'm falling over my chair, but it made it better and palatable for me without a doubt. That Bushmills 10, I like that, especially the Prohibition. I'm going to have to get a Prohibition. I've had it, and I've sipped on it. Just because I have had it at other places, I have never put it on my shelf. But you know what? I like it. And one thing about that Prohibition, you do not get that that metallic note that you do from the stills they use, the copper pot stills. You don't get that note on there, and that's funny. But someone else mentioned it, and I went, "Oh crap, yeah, they're right. You don't get that on there. That isn't that." I thought that was interesting, but because I don't have it, I didn't go back to it. I don't know. It got put somewhere up there, and then until someone mentioned it, I went, "Yes, you are right. Absolutely." Oh my gosh, isn't that is that not wonderful? God, you're really twisting my arm here because I'm pretty sure, or did I finish that off? Let me see. Yeah, hold on. Let me look. Good Lord, Richie. Oh my goodness. I think, let me just finish looking here. Sagamore Rye, Talisker, Highland Park. Which one is this? Oh, Scotch in the City. This is the 2024 from Eric. Oh, and this is Elements 1.0 Lefroy. So this is the Carchus 2024, which is, oh my goodness, Richie. Sorry. And then the Elements 1.0 Lefroy. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Yes. Well, I've worked on the Elements more, but this one I savor. I have to have something to sit and enjoy. Something to sit and just enjoy it. Hold on, who's sending me something here? Sometimes I get pictures from people and it's like, oh hey, look at this. Oh hey, look at that. Hold on, let me look, because then if I don't see them until after the stream. Sorry. So let me look here. Okay, good there. Hold on. Got that. All right. Sorry. I did get a text, but it wasn't anything important. But a few times people do text me during the stream and I miss it because the phone is on silent. And so it doesn't even chime in my watch or anything like that. I mean, it does, but I don't notice it because it's quiet, because I don't want it to ring or beep or whatever. I mean, if it rings, I know, but anyhow, so I miss it. So I thought that was somebody on there, but no. Kilco intends to run. He did taste and spit is good. So, oh my gosh, he is funny. He really, truthfully is funny, and I do wish him well. But I really thought you were pulling my leg when you mentioned him. I swear I did. Now I kind of feel bad, but you're serious. Well, good for him. I mean, that he got one or that you were able to get him one. Cheers to you, brother. Tater Dom, this doesn't fit my mug. So please don't feel bad that I'm not using it, but I just want you to know it is still right here. It just doesn't work with this mug, but I got it. Oh my gosh. Yeah. But so was, well, all right. So Glen Glassalt, Sands End, was Whiskey of the Year for 2023. So for 2024, yes, that possibly could be it. And I'm so glad I got the Sands End, but I got it after it became Whiskey of the Year. And I tried it before it became Whiskey of the Year, but I was on the fence on it. And then when I went back and had another pour of the bottle, I said, you know what? That's opened up nicely. And it made me want to lay them dead presidents down, but the bottles were gone. A couple weeks later, I saw that in the magazine. It was Whiskey of the Year. And I went, you have got to be kidding me. Really? And so I was like, oh, I'm not going to see that again, at least not at $70. Sure enough, a couple months later, it showed up and it was $70 and I bought it. So perfect. Perfect. My Carchus, I got it. I don't have that one. But I got it. It was $99, so $100 here in Vegas. I don't know what it would be for you. I mean, in your area, but here in Vegas, it was 100. So if you find it for $100, I would buy it for that. You know, it's funny, and I've talked about this too. There are times when I was out and I go, who is going to spend $100 on whiskey? That's ridiculous. We spend more than that on one bottle now. No problem. Once you crack that, it's no deal to get to 2 bills. And then north of that is 3. Yes, I have. But very, very few. I can count them on one hand. one hand. And one was a 30-year-old Scotch that and thank goodness I got a taste of it first. But, well, I didn't buy that. My wife bought it for me for Christmas because I held on to the side of the table when I drank it. I went, oh my gosh, is that so good? And she just told him, get him one. And I said, but you don't know the price. She says, and you do? And I go, oh, yes, I do. But she got it for me. Excuse me. Ta-da. It's sitting up there, 30-year-old Duncan Taylor. Yes, it is a blend of scotches, but I don't care. They're all 30-year-old whiskeys in there. So, l'chaim. It is so good. That's for sure. So good. What? Well, but you know what? The way these whiskey prices are going, come on. I really think they're trying to go for that $100 mark on average now, honestly. Especially when they gain some good footing with a particular run of whiskey or a line of whiskey, and not saying that they are or aren't, but as an example, the 1792 small batch for what, $35? It's a great bottle and underrated. Those of us that know that's a nice sipper. As a matter of fact, a few years ago when I first had it, maybe about 4, my dad and I about tore up a bottle over Christmas. Wasn't hard to do amongst 2 people. And that's when I was just starting to learn and appreciate drops. When I say drops, you know me and my drops of water, but drops of water and whiskey, and what potential in that glass it can open up. Yes. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely correct. You know, that is absolutely true. And, you know, we have a museum store, and Shane's been there. Mike has been there. Chris and Lil have been there. Big Vic has been there with me. I mean, and I even think old man Joe was there with us. God, I forgot, but it was the time for this shirt when we were all out and about here. But anyway, I mean, it's museum prices. And when you got Chris and Lil going, it's cheaper in Australia than you're selling it for here. So that's why we called it the museum store, because they're museum pieces and no one's going to buy them. Anyway. Of course. That's another fine one. And like I said, we've got to go back to these bottles that we have sitting on the shelf. And not that you don't want to get, I hate to say some of the latest and greatest, but some of the latest and greatest. Yes. But we've got so much good whiskey on our own shelves. And I mean, if you want something, go out and get it. But sometimes, isn't it good just to grab 1 or 2 bottles off the shelf, take them out to your room, sit in your chair, put them on your table there with a couple of glasses, and just have a couple of pours as you just sit there and watch television or sit on the patio, whatever. And these are $25 or less bottles. They're magnificent. Magnificent. Really magnificent. No, no, not at all. Not at all. My opinion for a C note, no, not at all. Oh, no. Oh, absolutely not. That is absolutely positively not worth that money. I've had it thanks to the live wire whiskey. But let me say, it was good. But it's at a lower proof than standard Elijah Craig. Why the hell did you do that? Make it 94. I would have been disappointed. I'd like to have seen it 98, 95. Come on, give us a little something extra. It's 18 years old. So either it wasn't any good at the higher proof, so that's why they brought it down, and then they still didn't like it, so they brought it down more, or because it's 18 years old, and if they lower the proof, they can put out a few more bottles and make some more Tequandelier. Absolutely, positively not worth the money. No. Oh, are you kidding me? Right now, JD? Right now, they have that? Holy camolians. I look, look, you're making me think now hard. If you come across that, JD, you know what I'm going to tell you. Dose. Yeah, dose. And I'll Venmo you in a heartbeat. PayPal. Yeah. And I don't care when it gets here. No big who, buddy. Well, here, let me just say this. Dose. Yeah. Absolutely. Oh, that's the thing. So many great bottles at that price. And I have conversations almost every time I go to a bottle shop slash liquor store here, Ben, almost all the time about that because I hate to call them beginners, but people new are fixated on price and that price equals quality. Just what we were talking about here for this Elijah Craig 18. Oh, no way. No way. Rip off. Absolute rip off. And down here where Josh says 180 for MSRP, I don't think I'd pay that. It's not a $180 bottle. I know it's 18-year-old juice, but guess what? It's not even close. I'm sorry. They're going to have to get. I'm sorry. I don't know if I could even do $1.25 on it. And I mean that because it just did not impress me. That Elijah Craig small batch at 94 proof had way more flavor. That Elijah Craig toasted rye that just came out for, I don't know, $55. Let's just say $60 for the sake of argument. Oh, gee, many Christmas. It's not even in the same league. It isn't. It isn't. So, yeah. No, 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 no. There is an old saying in the car business: there's an ass for every seat. Hang a price tag on it. If you're willing to wait, that ass will come around. True story. Oh, 12 years are really good. Such I think they're more refined on some things. Now I have been, and I don't want to use the term disappointed because that could be harsh. But sorry about that. But every now and then you get one of those that like to run down the street, but there's one heck of a dip about a block past my house. And if they're not paying attention, oh, I've seen many of them little rice rockets kids that lower their Hondas and stuff like that, and they tear off down the street, and they don't realize that dip's there until it's too late, and you hear the sound of crunching spoilers and stuff from underneath there. Just boom. I've even seen it rip whole bumpers off, and I just laugh like a hyena. But anyway, oh yeah, 12 years. Like, where was I going with the 12-year? Yeah. Now, I have a few NASs like this Nagahama whiskey from Japan. Man, if you don't know, I think it tastes as good as some 12-year-old scotches. Really. This is nice. It's very light, but in color. But oh my goodness, this is so delicious. And thank goodness I know I got a backup of this. But it's just one of the ones where I've got to go through some of this stuff now because I'm having moments of I'm losing track of, well, this is over here, or that's over here, or that's over there. So I got to sit down, pull this stuff off, and look and rearrange, or even just look and put it back so I refresh my memory. But, oh my. This, I don't know if any of you have seen this one. This is a Glenmorangie, the Tale of Tokyo. I've talked about it several times. It's an NAS. But, oh, this is a great bottle of whiskey if it's still out there. It was very underrated. But it is a nice bottle of whiskey. The Glenmorangie Tale of Tokyo. Limited release, limited edition. I really like the box, but the juice inside. The one before this, Tale of Forest. Oh, Lord. I should have bought 3 more bottles of that, but 2 has to do. Anyway. Oh, I'm telling you what, that is not by any means overdone with a Mezzanara. That Mezzanara cask is extremely different. Okay. But that Tale of Tokyo, it really is a great drop. It is one that when you pour that thing, you really do want a glass like this. You want to pour that thing right. This is the Glenlivet, but you want to pour that thing in there. You want to fill that. You want to fill that bowl up, that nice bowl in there, and you just want to sit back. Oh my gosh, you guys are really tempting me something fierce to want to pour that. You just want to pour that, and you want to nose that, and you want to let that aroma just fill that olfactory, and just the pear, the honey, the malt, the sweet, just stewed fruits, and just, it is an amazing pour. Oh, Lord. Sip your tea, Anthony. Sip your tea. Holy smokes. Cheers, Steve. Hope you're doing well. I haven't seen you in a minute. Seen you around, but haven't seen you over here, but glad to have you. Thanks for popping in. Yes, it's true. If you've heard, it is tea in the mug. Um, sober October. I don't know if I'm going to do the month, but I got 7 days in. I think I'm going to do 14 at least. But no rhyme, no reason. Just I saw the topic today and I thought, what the heck? At least I got 7 behind me. Anyhow, glad to see you, man. Thank you for popping in here and saying hello to everybody. I know people really do enjoy seeing you pop around just to say hi. I know I do. I like seeing you. Other streams. Pardon the faux pas there, but really do appreciate it. Oh, I twisted your arm, huh? I twisted your arm to buy whiskey. I just love when he says that. I really twisted his arm. But I'm going to tell you something. He has found me some excellent, excellent whiskey, particularly when he was overseas. JD did. Oh, phenomenal whiskey. Um, some from South Africa, uh, Lithuania, Poland. I mean, just phenomenal whiskeys we just can't get here. It's names you've heard of, like Glencairn, but just unbelievable. Travel only releases. I mean, just phenomenal. And 1 liter bottles, not the, yeah, I mean, just, oh man, it was wonderful. Thank you, JD, for that. That's for sure. Oh, you know, talking about these right now and just thinking about that. And just like I said, oh, sitting back with that and just, but see, that's the story of whiskey. That is what it is. We truly enjoy whiskey for the craft that went into producing it, then storing it, and then the blender putting it together, and then us experiencing it. It just brings back great memories, and you all have these stories of different ones. We all do. Just like I said, you just got to sit down somewhere and you make that pour, and you just, oh Lord, 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 oh Lord, sip your tea. Mm. But man, I'm thinking of that Tale of Tokyo. Oh, now someone's going to mention Linkwood. Oh Lord, 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 Lord. How about a little dram of Klein Leash 15-year-old from the classic cask? Oh, Lord, no, it is not the right one, because when I took uh, the wrapper off and I pulled it out, the freaking cork broke. I never even got to remove it. So thank goodness for I saved different corks, and one from Total Wine, which happened to be a Redwood Empire relabeled for Total Wine, called Triple R for Russian River. Their corks fit the bottle, and I don't need to have it all the way, so I just needed enough there to do what it is doing for me. Now it seats perfectly. But anyway, don't throw all of your corks away. You will need them at once. This is probably the second, maybe third time I've had to resort to another cork. So I've been relatively lucky. I don't want to jinx myself, but anyway, this 15-year-old Klein Leash, distilled 97, bottled in 12. This is one of those woulda, shoulda, coulda. I didn't open it as soon as I got it. And then when I did open it, I thought it was really good. And I put it away for a while and, let it open up. And then I got it down here and, oh my goodness gracious. But unfortunately, I don't see them here right now on the shelf. So it happens. What is everyone's guilty hunting pleasure? Mine is finding a pre-2017 High West rendezvous rye just sitting abandoned, needing a home. Oh, oh my gosh. Hold on. Hold on. Hold that thought. Sorry, I'm going to stand up. Hold on. High West rendezvous rye. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, God, I got a whole freaking thing of High West here. Oh, my gosh. Hold on. Oh, there's my campfire. I'm just going to set this here because I don't want people to get too upset over it. Gosh. Gosh, people, you're going to make me jump off this horse. Oh, that campfire. I forgot about it. I didn't forget about it. There's a reason why I pushed it all the way to the back. There's a reason, people. There's a reason. Smoke wagon. I'm just setting this there. I have to go back through these. Yes, a little Eagle Rare. Been a minute since I poured that. Oh, that beautiful juice. The Rendezvous Rye by High West. It's terrible. This is not the 17, but this is good juice. I didn't forget it was back there, but I when you said rendezvous, I went, oh yes. Yes. Lincoln 10 cast strength 59, sherry cask. Great. This one is pre-ordered. God, you guys are killing me. Killing me. Back up for that's up there. The open one's down there, Ben. But yes, the rendezvous rye. Oh my gosh. Let me just nose this. Steve, you're going to get me in trouble. Oh my God. Oh, Lord. That smells so good. If I don't have any of this coming week, this has to be in the forgotten but not gone section for sure. And that might be what I have to do is sit down, move stuff that I haven't had for a while to that forgotten but not gone section, and then start going back through that. But High West Rendezvous Rye, right there. Lord. Okay, let me just set that down next to the old Overholt. I don't want to get up again, but wow. I say that a lot. Oh, Richie, really? It's there. It's up there. The open one's down there. Yes. Ho, ho, ho. The Packer House. Cheers, man. Thanks for popping in, saying hello. You know what, Josh? We stoop to no lows here. That's for sure. I mean, we will go low. And only because Steve mentioned this rye, and it was like, oh my gosh, yes, he mentioned it. Oh, Lord. But in general, yeah. But this is still good. This is still good. It's not what you're talking about. This is trying to remember where and when I got this. I actually think, let me just say this. I think Whiskey Mountains procured this one for me. They procured the High West Burai limited sightings right there because they were there when it got dropped. And so they picked me up that. I think they picked me this up too, but I'm holding on to that one because I really like it. And I literally haven't had it. It's not forgotten because it sits up there and I'm looking right at it all the time. But it's a nice whiskey. And I mean, it is absolutely fantastic. That's for sure. I haven't had the Delwynnie in that series, but I heard from other people that it was pretty darn good. Well, you know what, Steve? I do like High West. I do like High West, but long and short of that is I'm not sure what it's going to be like now that oh God, who bought them out? Was it Diageo bought them? Oh shoot, who bought High West? Because it's not High West, or it is, but they were bought by somebody, and I darn well just don't remember. But I don't know why I think it was Diageo. Oh well, I'm not losing any sleep over it. But man, I'd like to try some of that. But you know what? I've not been really disappointed with High West. I tell you which other one I like, and a lot of people didn't like this, Steve, was this one. This one is the double rye, okay? But it was finished in peated Scotch barrels. And this was a Total Wine release 2020, 2021, give or take. And I liked it. I didn't think it was bad. As a matter of fact, this one was my gateway drug back into peated Scotch, because this was light enough that it had the medicinal note that Lafroig does, but not as in your face. Not as in your face. So it left that distinct note on the palate. And so when I got back into Scotch and started down the peat road, the hook was already set. And it brought the palate back. And then when I started sipping on Highland Parks and then moving north from there, of course, Lagavulin, and once you go there, you're pretty much golden. But anyway, this was the one that really started setting the hook into the peated Scotch. Was this? I have that up there. I have the Campfire. You remember they discontinued it for a minute, and then they brought it back. That's the one they brought back. I never got to try the ones before that, and people tell me already have told me that those ones were phenomenal whiskeys when they came out. I like mine. I mean, it shot up there in price. I picked up that bottle for, let's say, $72. And then I've seen them as high as $89 and $99. But now they're coming back down to the $70 and $75 range. And you know what? It's going to be one of those that I'm definitely going to have to pick up another, because I do enjoy that one. I really do. I thought it was good. But yeah, I've always liked the stuff coming from High West, without a doubt. Really have always liked it. So that being said, um, don't forget that, excuse me, sorry, clearing my throat here. God, I want to get some of this. But anyhow, that Livewire is on, and I just realized it's after 6. See what happens when we get to Jack John about whiskey. But I don't want to dissuade anybody from going over and visiting Livewire, so we will be wrapping it up here because Mike is on, because I just noticed it popped up because he is on another tab and I can see it now, and he's sitting on his porch, got his flag in the background, so he is live. So everyone, let's head over to Livewire and say hello and tell them that I had sent you. But I appreciate you all popping in for my sober October and my little on and off topic chats. Appreciate you. And maybe next week I'll share a dram with you. Maybe not. We will find out next week. So, really appreciate you all. Thank you again for stopping in here. Let me raise my mug to you all and say, till next week. Cheers, everybody.